Good morning. It's Lynette from Panacea Ranch. I just got out of the gym and I've been working on this for a few days since I don't have a lot of time or energy. Well, I have more time than I have energy. But I was watching a Gregg Braden video about, it's quantum physics, metaphysics, it's science. And so since I can't show you the video, I guess, and talk about it because they won't let me post those videos due to copyrights or whatever. So I don't know. Other people can do it, but I guess I can't. So so I took some notes, and so I just got my notes, not winging it here. Well, kind of, because I didn't practice my notes. But anyway, his video, Are You Blocking the Universe's Gift? Maybe. Are you aware of the universe's gift? So, I'm just going to read you the notes that I took for each segment of the video, because they're like chapters or whatever. And you can see, I don't know if it's like in the description where you can jump to certain chapters, like you can with some videos, but I know that there's when that play line is showing how much you've watched and how much you have left, there's segments you can see to switch to if you need to fast forward or go back. So anyway, the first segment, he says that human emotion changes matter. And it's not just gurus or people who have practiced to make their intentions a reality. All of us create our reality with our beliefs, and our thoughts help create our beliefs, and our feelings vibrate out into the universe. Now, a lot of these notes that I took are not only notes about what he was talking about, but notes of things I wanted to say on the subject matter that I have learned from him and other people, books and things that I've read and experiences that I've had. So the difference is, like I said, so it's not just the gurus and the people who have practiced to make their intentions a reality. All of us create our reality with our beliefs, and our thoughts help create our feelings, and our feelings vibrate out into the universe. The difference is that the gurus and people who have practiced being on purpose about what they think, feel, and believe are creating their reality the way they want it to be. And everyone else is creating their reality by default. They're not aware, so they get the law of attraction works everywhere with everyone. So just some people aren't doing it on purpose. They're just allowing their emotions and their thoughts to run their life instead of being on purpose about them. And so everyone else is creating their reality by default and the programs of their subconscious mind. And it's so simple and not really hard to do. It just takes determination, understanding, effort, and most of all, belief or faith that you can, and belief and faith in things that you want to be true. And Gregg Braden says in this recent video, this story will shake you. What he's talking about in this video, that science confirms human emotion influences the field that connects all things and the stuff our world is made of. Einstein was studying this connection. He famously called entanglement spooky action at a distance, since particles seem to be communicating faster than the speed of light. This kind of, I don't know about scared, but Einstein was like, ooh, that's weird, that's spooky. I don't know if he fully believed it or he was like, what is this? And he needed to know more. So if this is something that interests you, I encourage you to watch his video, and of course I'll put it in the link in the description. But I want to tell you more about my notes that I took from this video. The science has changed about this connection and the universe. They used to think that all the space between matter was empty space, but they now know that that isn't true. There is energy between matter called the field, the unified field, the matrix, theory of everything, grand unified field, quantum field, string theory, and so on. The truths that we hold in our hearts mirror back to us through this field. The field is like a bridge from our inner to our outer world. So the universe mirrors back our beliefs and feelings to us, regardless of what we say. And the universe does not understand want and do not want. It only knows the subject. So if you don't want to be late, and the emotional feeling about that is so strong, you're so stressed out that you're going to be late, the universe is going to help make that happen. All it hears is late. Okay, late. So here's a traffic jam. Here's a car accident. Here's you spilled something. Now you got to clean it up before you can leave. Different things, okay? And so, but if the feeling isn't that strong about being late, you might be able to focus on ways not to be late, or be able to navigate appropriately. And so, let's see, I kind of went on my own without my notes. So if the thought or emotion of being late is not strong, then your choices get better, and so on up the optimism scale. People who use The Secret or the law of attraction don't have bliss 24/7, 365. But they have more good days than not. The days that suck, they don't let things get them down, especially small things like a shoelace broke, or you're out of milk, or you're out of toothpaste, something gets in the way of you getting ready. Well, you just have to accept it and move on and do what you can and deal with what you have. Like if you don't have if you ran out of toothpaste, I have tea tree oil, so I just put tea tree oil on my toothbrush and brush, and it whitens my teeth, and it breaks up the plaque and everything. So yeah, it's a good toothbrushing tool, especially if you ran out of toothpaste. And I'll take coconut oil and do that too, so it's not easy to be positive when things happen. Sometimes you just have hardships, like it's not easy to be positive when a loved one passes away. Go ahead and allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to be sad. Feel their love, feel your love for them, and try and think of the good memories. And I know sometimes that makes it worse because, oh my gosh, I miss them even more and everything. But you can nurture that, and you can be happy that, at least my belief is, that they are feeling nothing but unconditional love. There is no more suffering. There is no more ego. There is no more sadness. There is no more anger. On the other side of the veil, things are totally different. This is the 3D world where we agreed to come here and live our life in bliss, learn and teach others to love, and that there would be contrast. There would be things that we didn't like that could make us stumble. But, we got to be strong, and we got to realize these things, and we have to think and feel our way out of it, okay? And it's difficult to stay grounded when huge problems or obstacles weigh heavy on our souls, our hearts. So if you're going through something difficult, my heart goes out to you, and please don't ever give up on yourself. I believe in you. I do. and take baby steps. Don't judge yourself harshly. Forgive yourself and everyone. Oh, and encourage yourself to be better. Okay? Remember, it's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you used to be. You know, it's about learning from your lessons, learning from your problems, and finding solutions, and life getting better all the time. So, okay, these segments of Gregg Braden videos are, they're giving me thoughts that I want to share. And so in segment 2 of this video, he says, a new school of thought suggests that consciousness informs itself through its creation, through its art, music, and movies. This is one of my favorite things. That means that the one mind, source, God, expresses itself through us in our creativity to send messages and lessons and truths to itself and thus the collective. So, this is true with movies like Pay It Forward and The Matrix and, really deep philosophical movies and music and art that really touches your soul and makes you, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just get this really good feeling inside when I see this beautiful art of empathy and compassion and love and forgiveness in lessons through movies and art and music to the collective. It's meant to be, and that, I think that's wonderful. Think about it, if God lives within inside us, if source is inside of us, inside our heart, and uses us to be creative and put that out into the world, that's such a wonderful gift, right? Don't you feel it? I feel it. And he goes on to say that with this idea in mind, when we look at the themes of some of the most popular movies of our time, what are those movies telling us about ourselves? If consciousness is informing us of something we need to know about ourselves through the things that we create to remind ourselves of ourselves, what are those films telling us? I think of this about songs as well. Songs that spoke the truth of reality to me. Now, the third segment of his video, he says that a growing body of scientific evidence now suggests that we do not hold memory in the neurons in our bodies, not even in our mind. We know that we have neurons in the heart as well as the brain. So the neurons do not store the memories, but they are like antenna, biological antenna that tune in to the place in the unified field, the Akashic records, the matrix, where our memories are stored. So now that makes me think of a couple of things that I have heard that resonate with my heart. One is that we are mostly made of water, and water is a good energy conductor. And the other is that people who have honed their psychic abilities simply tap into this field, this Akashic records, of all the memories stored there in the unified field. They open themselves up and connect to the field and retrieve information that's stored there. Gregg goes on to say that engineers are now beginning to design the next generation of computer chips based precisely on this idea. They found that the silica that we've used in the past has limitations for the amount of information that can be stored on that silicon chip. So they began looking into nature for answers. So water, a single drop of water, highly refined, highly structured water, compressed into a chip that interfaces with the computer. They found that the amount of info they were putting into the water chip was so amassed that it couldn't possibly fit in that chip. And they found that the information was not confined to the drop of water. The information was linked to the droplet of water. And we have to think outside the box in order to learn more about ourselves and our world, life itself. He tells a story in his segment about a musician friend who wrote a song and was never satisfied enough to put it out into the world, to publish it. Then one day, he and Gregg heard it on the radio, and they realized that the universe was trying to tell his friend to write this music and put it out there, and he took his sweet time, procrastinated, and didn't do it. So the universe let someone else put it out there, tapped someone else on the shoulder. So I also heard a similar story from a close friend of mine who wanted to write a book, and she procrastinated so long that someone else wrote it. She was so upset at first because she knew the person and thought that they stole it from her. But she came to the conclusion that the universe got tired of nagging her, and so someone else answered the call to write the book. Answer your inspirations, your knocks of opportunities. Don't let them pass you by. All of your answers are inside of you, inside the matrix, and you can connect to it. You can connect to all answers, no matter what they are. All you have to do is go into your heart, ask, and connect, and receive. The answers may come instantly or over time. You may be resisting the answers without even realizing it. In the fourth segment, he says that scientists are no longer asking if we are connected. The field tells us that we are. So now they are asking, how deeply are we connected? How much influence do we have in the world through this field? One of the experiments spoken about in this segment was conducted in Russia in 1992 at the Lab Physics Institute. They had a glass vessel with all the air completely drawn out of it to create a vacuum. So a vacuum implies that this vessel is empty. But they found that there were still little photons of light that remained. So when they measured the photons in the vessel, they wanted to know, are they piled up at the bottom? Are they floating around inside? Are they stuck to the edges? And they found that the photons to be completely random. These photons are particles of matter that make up an atom. The next part of the experiment, the scientists put human DNA into the vessel to see if the human DNA had effect on the photons. So, the photons are the stuff the world is made of, and the DNA is the stuff that we're made of. So, they were wondering if the stuff we were made of has an effect on the stuff in our world, or the stuff that our world is made of. I know this sounds so science fiction, but today's scientists are asking bigger questions and asking questions about the past, present, and future. So they took the DNA, put it in the vessel, and measured the DNA again to see what would happen, and they measured the photons again too. And the results of the experiment changed the way we have been conditioned to think about ourselves in the world. The photons went from being completely random to, in the presence of human DNA, to no longer being random. They matched the geometry of the human DNA, the matter, the photons, matched the DNA. Conclusion? Our DNA has a measurable effect on the stuff our world is made of. This experiment was published in the Journal of Nanobiology in 1995. The next experiment that Gregg talks about in the fifth segment of his video was published in the Journal of Scientific Exploration in 1994. They put pristine DNA from the umbilical cords of newborns because the DNA was not altered through time or environment yet. So they put it into the vessel and put that vessel inside another vessel to ensure no other influences got to it. So this very unique DNA is now placed within the range of the field of a human heart. Every human heart has a field of energy that extends beyond the physical heart to a distance of 5 to 8 feet. Your energy field, it goes out into the world 5 to 8 feet. And this field is electrical and magnetic. And it can be measured with conventional equipment. So their question was, through that field, is the DNA influenced by the emotions of another person? And can our emotions actually influence the DNA in our bodies? They found that lower vibrational emotions, such as anger, sadness, despair, tightened up the DNA. And the DNA does not express to its fullest capacity when it's all tightened up, wound up in a ball. It cannot do what it is designed to do when it's all coiled up and tightened up like that. So it's no surprise that positive emotions actually loosen the DNA. Compassion, love, gratitude, and appreciation, for example, relax the DNA and allow it to express itself to the fullest and expand. This makes me think about when I'm having a conversation with someone, or when I'm trying to explain something to someone. If they are avidly listening to me or exuding positive emotions or love towards me, I can easily express myself, and the right words come to me easily, and I feel I'm able to express myself in a way that helps others understand me. And on the flip side, I have found that when I'm trying to do the same, but I can tell and feel that the other person or people that I'm trying to talk to can't wait for me to stop talking or can't wait to get away from me, I stumble over my words. And I can't express myself easily. I get frustrated and discombobulated. I still love them, but I can't communicate with them on a spiritual and clear level. That's why I really try to be present when people are talking to me. I give them the vibration of love and understanding, compassion and kindness. I honor them wanting someone to hear them and understand them. I give them what I desire. I invite you again to watch Gregg Braden's video about these experiments as he explains them in deeper conversation. In part 6, he sums up that what these experiments tell us. In the first experiment, human emotion changes the shape of the DNA, and he showed that. In the second experiment, the DNA changed the physical matter. The DNA influenced the photons. They had those Japanese beds in there, I guess. Influenced the photons that were in the vessel. If you take out the middle and put them together, we find that human emotion changes matter. Human emotion influences the stuff our world is made of. Now that we know what is our part that we play in reality, now that we know that, what is our responsibility to society and the world around us? What can we do to make life on this planet better? How serious are we going to take our responsibility for our thoughts and emotions? Which wolf are we going to feed? If you've made it this far in this video, I really appreciate you. And I hope that you're going to have a lovely day. And if you could hit the like button and subscribe and share, it's all free and it's not very hard to do, but it helps me and it helps others. And you can also go Follow me on TikTok and Facebook. Panacea Ranch. I'm Panacea Ranch everywhere that I can be. All right? I love you. Have a great day. Bye.